want to know? Tell him. King AB, you heard him? Yeah. She said in lowercase, say that. She got to say it. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? You can say it, baby. I'm telling you. Come on, baby. You don't got to say no. You don't want to say no. Hey, but be out yours. You got rights to the 2026.
Wow. Fucking fist pump.
His women, they fuck their way to the top. You work your way to the top. You know what I'm saying? That's what I respect you. You say you're willing to work for this shit. But ask what's your favorite color. Because I know my whole favorite color. Ask what's your favorite color. Then
You don't know that.
he addressed his women. Oh, see now I trying to see what I'm saying? I know my queen's favorite color.
Who are we talking about? Yeah.
Name dropping, that's disrespectful. I know a couple names. I know a couple names. I can name drop. I know a couple names. Where you want me to start? Huh? Like I was saying, like the way at the speed and the way you going, you gonna be promoted soon. You know what I'm saying? She's doing a lot of assistant work, but they don't payroll. You at least got her nails, nigga? And wheel. You know what I'm saying? But she's so she's hands. She's so she don't ask a nigga for nothing. You know what I'm saying? See, he oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so she's independent. He deal with a lot of women that need him. On this side though, I'm traditional. I'm a traditional man. I'm gonna take care of mine. Okay. Oh, that's another sign of wanting to be a king and want to be in charge. That's another sign of that. And see me, this is a dictatorship over here. My ladies gonna be good though. Can't no baby say I don't do enough for them. Hey, listen to me. Hey man, I do whatever she wants. Food, shoes, clothes, hair, nails, nigga. That's a lie. I haven't seen him buy no shoes for a bitch, clothes, nails, food.
We saw him buy nails.
Nah. No. She seen it FOK. What I seen was I seen him nail a bitch. That's what I seen him do. When it come to nails, he nailed a bitch. I didn't see him buy nails. Come on, Cat. We got the receipts. Yeah, dude. That's why I have those in here, because he nailed them. They're not here. This nigga's a fucking construction worker. Come here and work again. Slavery. Modern day slavery. But me, I'm gonna let my...
Get more crypto for your cash and get started with as little as $1.
When your kid is hurting and there's nothing you can do about it, that's the worst feeling in the world.
I don't think anybody ever expects to hear that their child has cancer. It's always one of those things that happens to somebody else, but it's...
Till now we were working with energy, which everybody starts straight away. But as I said, that first you need to activate your energy, give it an expression, then it becomes refined, then it becomes the awareness or meditation or Shiva aspect, what we call. So in our life, we are taught time management, business management, family management. But one management which is not even talked about, is not even I get to hear much from that angle, is first is energy management, and the core of energy management is attention management. Shiva and Shakti, that is attention and energy. They happen together. They're not two separate things, because energy is a conscious phenomenon. So one of the very basic things to understand is that wherever your attention is, that's where the energy will start to form and create. People are aware of their thoughts, people are aware of their desires, but they don't realize that your desire or your thought is there because you are paying it attention. Whatever you give attention to, that starts to become your reality. Your energy starts to form around there. Attention management is all third eye's work. Energy management is belly's work, but both work together. When you pay attention to your third eye, your energy moves there. When you take your attention down, your awareness comes into the belly. So this attention management, as I was saying, that life is a expression, and the way to make connection, what we want from others, from everybody, is attention. Because when somebody gives you attention, that's what everybody is doing. In love or whatever you see, politician to Hollywood star to anybody in relation, everybody wants attention. Why attention? And that is your slavery. Somebody is there, he gives you attention, you feel happy. So people steal attention from you also. How? By manipulating you psychologically. You start to think about them, you get hurt, and you are feeding them your attention. You see, this is one of the major, robberies which happens in our social life. That people will first make you connect with them, and then they will withdraw. Now you kind of go into this, or they will hurt you in some way, or they will poke you in some way, or they will say something, so your whole attention starts to think about that person. That way you are feeding that person, and that's exactly what that person wants. That's what almost everybody unconsciously is doing. So you must have seen that sometimes when you give money to somebody, many people do that. You give money to somebody and they will delay giving you the money back. Because when they don't give you your money back, you're thinking of them. That is another energy investment. You're constantly leaking out. When he will give, when he will give. So this I became aware many years ago when I asked my boss to pay me my money, and he said, I will call you in 20 minutes. But I knew that he will not call. So I got busy carving in the jungle. So spent 3 hours. I didn't think about him at all. First, that day I quit my job. The first thing he asked me was, I told him I'm desperate, I need money, my pay, and he said, I'll call you in 20 minutes. And he called after 3 hours. And first thing he asked me was, what you would do? So then I realized that it's not consciously. Some people do it consciously also. These are the black magicians or tantric people who know consciously how to manipulate somebody. What you think movie stars or politicians live on? Attention of people. If there is no attention, you're nothing. So this is what is the value in society? 100 people like you feel good. 100,000 people like you are better than rest of the humanity. 200,000 people like you on YouTube or whatever, you feel much better. Your value increases. But are you changing in any way? So everybody is deficit on energy, and they need as many people investing their attention into them. That's why rock stars, movie stars, on the personal level, they're hollow, because they're living off the attention attention and energy given by other people. And same is true about you in your relations. That you feel good when somebody is talking about you, looking at you. Sometimes people are telling the stories of their life. They want you to listen. It's not about the story. While you're listening, you are paying attention. You are giving them your prana. Your prana is flowing into them. And this is where I am pointing out to you the what is we call the energy and attention management. But attention is such an unconscious thing in us that you do not even know when you start to pay attention to random subjects. That is where, when your third eye is not developed, you are slave to any event which will come and take your attention away. So, to be aware of your attention, this is one of the practices you can do. It will change your life. It's a very deep problem and a very deep method also. I explained in my workshops also, but I see very few people get interested into it. The reason is that we all are essentially demons. We live in thought worlds. We need our thought world to be nourished all the time. Somebody says, "Oh, I love you. You are the greatest person." That makes you feel good because somebody gave attention to the thoughts you believe into. Oh, you also believe the same guru? Me too. Suddenly there is a camaraderie. So this attention is what we call, look, there are three stages. Awareness, which is cosmic awareness. Everything is just awareness and energy is part of it. Then this awareness becomes attention on the mind level. And your attention shifts constantly from one thing to another. Scrolling your one subject, attention, then you go to the next subject, attention. Attention keeps on changing. And the same attention, if you manage it well, it can become concentration. So you give a command and you will keep looking at something. You will pay attention to a certain subject. You sit for half an hour, you will sit very still. Nobody can move you. No matter what happens, storm comes, house is on fire, you will not move. That way, you are creating a commanding center within your body, within your mind. And most of the people do not have. And people who do not have this commanding center, you can't really trust them. That means none of you can be trusted. Because we do not know when your attention will change. And whatever you give attention to, that kind of psychology will start to become your psychology. You become what you pay attention to. So, attention is forming you, whatever you're paying attention to. And wherever the attention is, that's where your energy goes. And usually you are driven by your energy pulls. And that's where your attention goes. You feel attracted to something, you feel greedy for something, your energy is flowing there. Your attention also starts to live there. And you become the object of whatever attracted you. So this way your life is accidental. You see a new ad or new movie, craze go, I also want to see that movie. So now, with that, you have changed your destiny. It's not in your hands. Anything can come and take your attention away. And in today's time, every company, every politician, every actor, every human being wants your attention. Just one thumbs up for 1 second is worth millions to companies. How many thumbs up comes? How many viewers watched? Because that's the market thing. And what each company wants, just your 1 second attention. Have you put something on Instagram or Facebook? Have you noticed when there are 3 thumbs, you feel depressed? Fuck. And you see 100 thumbs and you feel, yeah. You have sweet dreams. You wake up like an emperor and you check, are there another 100 or not? So you see, why? So many people thought of you, liked it. This is slavery. This is dependence on others. Behind it is that Inside you're hollow and empty. And out of that come narcissist behavior. Mostly become narcissist because then they start to live, then you start to form a personality which will impress others. Look at most of the Instagram. Empty people pretending to be cool. And you're getting millions and millions of thumbs, and that is increasing your value. But if you look inside, there's nothing. There is nothing of value, there is nothing of power, there is nothing of light or sun inside, which doesn't need anybody's attention, which gives attention. Giving attention means radiating energy, but you are the master of it. Nobody can steal from you. You, whenever you want, you can withdraw. Like Krishna says in Gita that a yogi can withdraw himself like a tortoise. When it feels too much invaded, it withdraws. You become centered into yourself. But that muscle of attention has to be developed. It won't come to you because your whole habit is outside. Thought is outside. Looking is outside. Who hurt you is outside. It's all you're shooting out. Self-realization or enlightenment is you realize that this light inside which shoots out. I am not the ray of light, I am the source of light. So this in the beginning may feel very lonely and alone. But actually, that's why mostly people are afraid of spiritual thing, because once you start to bring your attention back within yourself, you will notice thoughts are not you. Thoughts are just a ripple appears and disappears. And you are relying your whole life on that. My son, my wife, this many people like me, this person hurt me. And that's what is dominating your direction of life. Anybody living on the thought level, you have a destiny. It can be predicted what you are going to do. If I know your fear and greed, I can tell you what you're going to do next. If greed, you are unpredictable. You become the cosmic movement. It's anomaly. Usually we function in a regular way in a pattern. Suddenly anomaly is that out of the blue, the present responds in a cosmic way. It's always new. It's always surprising. That's why really enlightened people are unpredictable. Because even they do not know what they are going to do. Cosmic movement. It's an anomaly. Usually we function in a regular way in a pattern. Suddenly anomaly is that out of the blue, the present responds in a cosmic way. It's always new. It's always surprising. That's why really enlightened people are unpredictable. Because even they wants in a cosmic way. It's always new. It's always surprising. That's why really enlightened people are unpredictable. Because even they do not know what they are going to do. One Baba told me, even God doesn't know what he's going to do next. I was asking about where my life is going to be, and then he said, what if even God doesn't know? So that really shocked me. Point is that if you are a creator, why you need to know? You can create, isn't it? If there is a destiny, there is no point of creator. There is no point of Brahma. Free will means you can create series of events, but you cannot create out of reaction of your emotional and social reaction. It comes out of creativity. Any given moment, for example, your mind fuck is going on. You have a choice. Withdraw your attention, start to chant a mantra. Same mind fuck becomes a mantra, and your frequency starts to change. So what you have done then? You have changed your destiny. This is something you should understand deeply. You have changed your destiny. Your destiny is defined by habits. That's where astrology comes in, that they tell you that under this influences, you are going to behave like this. But as long as you are living into thoughts, you living into the events and the definition, they define you. But the day you realize whatever you think, whatever you believe, it's just a thought in your head. There is no reality there. That is the biggest breakthrough in yoga, for example. You realize your inner various things. isn't it? You're always talking to somebody in your head. Think about it. Who did you talk this morning with? Inner dialogue continues. And they say yogi's life, the first breakthrough in yoga is when your inner dialogue stops. Because I am talking with myself only. I create a character of my wife or a friend or a girlfriend and I talk to them. Repeat the old conversation and keep on repeating them. That is exhausting you. That is depleting all your creative energy. And always remember, each thought takes away lots of your energy. Your 80% of energy is consumed by your thoughts. And people whose minds become still, they become super efficient, super active. They accomplish great things because so much energy is available that they don't feel anything is a challenge. Out of that, they can even do miracles. Essentially, your prana multiplies, your power starts to expand. And in Taoism, they say that a good king will make their people thoughts. When you start to live in energy, you start to have a very cosmic wisdom. Like an animal, like a cosmic being, you just know whether you want to do this or not. You don't use fear or greed. You just know, I feel like doing it, then you just do it. Profit, loss, fear doesn't bother you. There is a very interesting thing that if you're afraid of something and you do it, you are creating those events by your fear. For example, you start a business plan. You are two things you will do. One thing is that you will be afraid, what if it fails? When you said it, you sown the seeds. Or other is also true.
Line them up. Line them up. Line them up. I don't give no fuck. Say the right ones. Say it. Say the right ones. My mama out there now, Social Security. Bitch, I don't give no fuck. G. I'm my mama on the G. What? On the G. I don't give no fuck.
I'm so low because I'll be paying attention. I know where you're from. Why you always come to me? It's not
I love marching on G. On my mama. What? On G. On the G. On the G. What? Who gonna do something?
This sounds chicken.
I don't give no fuck. And I knew you was gonna pull that camera out.
When you start to fantasize, once I have done this, now I will have profit, I will have a car, I'll have a house. So to your brain, the signal is going that you have already received the rewards. So your energy stops manifesting because you are, by imagining the future. You're already manifesting the reality into your head. That is the second way how you suck out of your own creativity by imagining future. Don't ask me about attracting wealth and all, how to attract. These are just stupid things. They are black magics imposed on life. They have consequences. I'll talk about it some other time. So, if you want to get out of this darkness, what is happening today, key is not to have a new government or if so And that's what we are going to work on today. The esoteric aspect of it is that when you pay attention to anything in life, it reflects attention back. That's what devotion is. That's what spirituality is. If in your mind you're constantly thinking of life and its beauty, you're paying attention to trees. You're paying attention to the skies and earth. Slowly you will start to feel some attention. Is reflecting back. This is even proved into subatomic level laboratories, that you create a vacuum in a room and you put some, I don't know, electrons or whatever is the technical thing, and you put a piece of cell or something there, and those electrons start to reflect that. They start to become like that. You understand what I'm saying? Anything you do, events around you start to reflect that. This reflection in devotion and spirituality is when you start to get God's attention. That is a bit crude word, God. You know, originally the word God comes from that which is addressed. That is the root word. God is not a name, person. It is also not saying that. That which is addressed. That energy which we address always, that is God actually in Latin means that which is addressed. And especially when you are doing lots of meditation, people get addicted to you because now your attention is very focused. People will want to talk to you because nobody else gives you such attention. Otherwise, you talk to an ordinary person, yeah, I will take the phone, I'm listening, and while they, but the point is you want their attention, undivided attention. And so there are people who will take your attention, but you consume it themselves. But there are people who will take your attention and reflect back about you. That's what teachers or gurus do. They don't need your attention. But if you give them attention, they reflect back what is going on with you. So it kind of creates a circulation and self-awareness. When somebody is giving you attention, you have two options. Either you suck that attention or you also pay attention. So you start to get reflected by the other person. That's what most of the people do not like. Because if you're feeling something within you is not good enough, this happens in most of the relations. You go into a relation not feeling good enough. You think other will fill you up. But once you're with them, a point comes when you're in each other's presence. That's why couples keep on talking, to avoid that silence in which you will be reflected. I have seen many people run away. They pretend to be great personality, very cool. But deep inside there is a fear that this person shouldn't come to know what really I am. A boring, lost person who has no talent, nothing. And in silence, it appears. But if you are generator of energy, in your silence, you become more powerful. Your presence is more there. In words, actually, you feel kind of a little lost, but in presence, you really. But in that presence, others who are living in mind become uncomfortable because then that presence it starts to reveal them to themselves, and that's why people want love, but they don't really want love. That's why most of the love affairs are basically chit chat, smartphone interactions. That's all. Krishnamurti has said that he always talked about attention. So he talked about one technique. So please do this technique as much you can wherever you are. There are many versions of it, but today we will try that also. In this one general practice you can start to do every day during the day. Notice any given moment, where is your attention right now? You don't have to reject it. Whatever. Sound of the bird came, you're aware your attention is now on the bird. I am saying something, you're listening, your attention is there. Becoming aware of your attention. It keeps on moving. Now you're becoming aware of the torch. Before you didn't know you have a torch. And you say, oh, I am seeing this bird. Oh, I am seeing this, but you don't know your torch is going there. Becoming aware of your torch is you also then option, there's a button where you can switch off that torch. You withdraw from the world. This comes at later stages. And then another beautiful thing happens where the demons are afraid. You realize that you are a torch which falls on the thoughts. You are not the thought. You are not your name. You are not the word. You are not the concept. You are the one who is aware of the concept that my name is this. I'm an artist, or I'm an engineer, or I'm an ordinary girl, or I'm a stupid girl. These are all words. The day you lose trust on the mental narrative, you have risen above the humanity. Everybody is living in the narrative. Look at anybody. I am spiritual. I follow Sadhguru. I follow Shakti. I follow Shiva. I follow these words. But the one who is making the word is the divinity. It's not you. Because you are also being made. I am so and so. But there is one entity inside you which is attention and energy, which is cosmic, which is forming your body, forming your thoughts, and doing your actions. More graceful your body becomes, more powerful your body becomes, and more creative that energy becomes. Whenever you are trapped into a loop into life, just remember that your attention is not total there. Whenever you, in any loop, any boring job, if you start to pay attention, become aware of each action, you will notice a change starts to come. You start to think of creative ways to expand yourself. See, you don't have to break out of the loop. You can make the loop bigger. You can add more things and keep on making it interesting and interesting. You cannot get out of any circular movement of life, and people resist that. But getting out of the circle of life means you will die soon. People want to maintain only happiness. It will kill you. You have to be happy, you have to be miserable. And the circulation, if you start to play with it, then you can get creative. All the great art came out of suffering. Think about it. Why it happens? Because in suffering you get concentrated. You know why suffering hurts? You can't think of anything else. And your mind wants to go 20,000 places, it cannot. Your pain or the bitch who has hurt you keep haunting you. That focus is...
Can go get the workout in?
Think about it.
Yeah, no, Mom.
One woman told Krishna, Kautaki, or I don't know what was her name. She said that, Prabhuji, give me more suffering. Krishna laughed. But the point is, in suffering you get focused. So please
In
don't avoid
suffering, you get focused.
In suffering, you will become wise into your life. In happiness, you'll stay idiotic and frivolous. Hmm? When you lose something, notice whole world has crashed and now you're left alone. There, wisdom comes up. I write all my posts out of suffering. I suffer something and I get to see it, and out of that comes my realization. Oh, that's why it happens. Suffering is a burning, it's a friction, it evolves you. I tell you one of the secrets of growth, and where everybody goes into spirituality to avoid that is suffering. If you welcome the suffering, you will notice you become a different person. Deeply inside you, you look at it, everybody is trying to avoid the discomfort and suffering. All your efforts are, I shouldn't become poor. That is fine. Being poor, that is not the point. You do not want to have any unpleasant experiences. In pleasant experiences, you can maintain your ego game. I have this, I have that. Suddenly you don't have it, now who you will tell? But culprit behind is your attention. Your attention is forming your world. So this practice is the practice which Krishnamurti said. So during the day, you are becoming aware. If you're looking at me, look carefully. Not just look and thinking. If you're looking at a leaf, look at its form, its greenness, the red flower, wind moving, the trembling. Suddenly you enter after a few months into psychedelic world. That so much is going on around you and you never notice because of your thinking. Why artists make still lives? Why Van Gogh's paintings look so vibrant? Because he's looking very deeply and closely. You see, this is what happens in taking in drugs. You suddenly become aware of the details. Definition of genius and ordinary person is genius notice more details. No, imagine the implications. If you develop this attention to details of everything you look, first thing you will come into the present. Second thing, you will start to become aware of many details you never noticed. Now, its implications are whenever you face a problem in your life, in normal awareness sense, you freak out. I don't know what I'm going to do. But when you have developed the attention habit, you will look at the details of what is going on. And you will see there is a way also. You never saw it. It's like you standing by the road, you just see from there's so much traffic I can't cross, right? But you go there, look, truck came, there is a gap. You walk through. Never ever life will give you an empty road to cross. You have to wait for the right time to make your action. That's where you need awareness, presence, and attention to the details. Attention to the details is the key in developing any talent. You will notice that intelligent people notice many details. Then it will become problem for you because then you will be listening to your wife and you will notice details you never noticed before. She will use a certain tone and you say, oh shit. Because in past in my relationship, like my girlfriend will give me a call. Suddenly the tone is different. And suddenly she's very loving and tone is different. Then I realize she has a boyfriend. Because there was in her tone she was withdrawn. Before she was all out. So this is what happens when you develop attention. You notice a change in the other sound. When this specific word, the tone is different. We never notice, we just take it in one gulp. We're too eager to talk about. When you really listen, everybody is telling about themselves through few sentences only. But you're not there. You have to become a musician like